Dan Perry here with another digital electronics tutorial for Dan on Tech. In this video we will see how to convert decimal numbers into binary numbers. Now, just as a reminder, we had our binary numbers, and remember we had 2 to the 0 power, 2 to the first power, and so on. Well, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to expand on that. And I suggest when you're first learning to do binary to decimal and decimal to binary conversions, what you should do is write this table down. And I'm going to write the full thing where I'm going to go and start here at 2 to the 0, then 2 to the first, 2 to the second, 2 to the third, and so on up to 2 to the 7th. And I go to 2 to the 7th because since we start at 2 to the 0 on the rightmost side, that's our ones bit, and 2 to the 7th gives us 8 bits. 8 bits is a byte. So we've got our ones, 2 to the first is 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and 128. Those are what those powers of 2 are. And as we go from decimal numbers to binary numbers, that's going to become very helpful for us to have that. And there are a number of methods that will let you learn how to do this. I've seen a lot of methods over the years, but I like the repeated division, or I've seen it called repeated subtraction method, where if I give you a decimal number, say 129, actually let's not use 129 for this first one because the way it actually comes out. So let's do 159. What you're going to do is a series of divisions, and since I wrote that a little high, I'm going to write the numbers out here that it gives us. And we look and say, okay, will 159 go into the largest value of these powers of 2? And it will. That's the 128. So it will go into the 128, and it goes one time. We bring down the 128, and we subtract, and we get 31. So we brought over our 1 here. Now we look and say, will it go into 64? And it won't, so we have a 0. Then we say, will it go into 32? And it won't go into 32, so we have another 0. But will it go into 16? Yes. It goes into 16, so we bring a 1 over, and we subtract the 16. That gives us 15 left. And we look, and will that go into 8? Yes, it will. So remember our 1 here. Our 8 leaves us with 7. I'm going to move the 7 up here so I've got a little more room. Will it go into 4? Yes, it will. Gives us 3. Will that go into 2? Yes, it will. Leaves us 1, so we have 1 over here. And our final answer is 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, let's do another one. And in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write those powers of 2 down the side. So I'm going to write 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1. So we have them. And let's pick another number. Let's pick, say, 102. And we look and say, okay, will 102 go into 128? No. So we've got a 0. Then will 102 go into the 64? Yes. We've got a 1. And we subtract, and that gives us an 8, a 38, if I've not made a mistake. Well, will 38 go into 32? Yes, it will. So we've got another 1. That leaves us with 6. Well, it won't go into 16, so a 0 at the 16 point. It won't go into 8, so a 0 at the 8. But it will go into 4, so we have a 1 in that power. Leaves us with 2. Well, that will go into 2, so a 1 there. There's nothing left in the remainder, so our answer here is 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. Now, I wrote that leading 0. We normally do that if there are any leading zeros, because typically when we're dealing with binary numbers, we're dealing with them in groups of 8, so we tend to write all 8 numbers down. All right, let's do one more, and this time I'm not going to write that table down. Let's say we have only, on this time, say we have 29. So with 29, well, the most powerful was the 128, so will it go into 128? No, so we put a 0 there. And then we had the 64. Will it go into 64? No, put a 0. 32 will not go into 32, so another 0. Then 16, it will go into 16, so we subtract off the 16. We get 13. Remember to put our 1 there. Then will it go into 8? Yes. So put a 1 there for the 8. That leaves 5. Will that go into 4? Yes. A 1 there for the 4s. Leaving 1, so there's a 0 at the 2s and a 1 at the 1s. And just remember those powers of 2, and then you can easily convert decimal numbers into binary. Well, thank you for watching this Dan on Tech video. Please subscribe to our playlist so that you don't miss future episodes. Also, please check out and subscribe to our other playlists on the Dan on Tech channel. In our next video, we'll go the other way and go binary to decimal conversion.